Hey guys, I thought I might take just a minute and talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff Bob and I have been going through lately with the flooding that many of you have probably seen on TV. Those of you that are fairly new subscribers are probably wondering if Bob and I ever go fishing. And those of you that have been subscribers for a while probably wonder if we're ever going to go fishing again. But it's kind of been one of those springs so far. Kind of what it's come down to is back in February, over about a 7-day period of time, we got, 21, 22 inches of snow. So we got that all moved back, we sat good. And then about a week ago, in a 3-day period of time, we ended up with 2 to 3 inches of rain and warm enough temperatures that over those 3 days, the entire 20-some inches of snow all melted. So if you take all that, and take all the rain, that's bound to lead to some flooding, and in our case here, it's led to flooding that most people around here have never even seen before. Now, in our case, I live on a hill, so I'm not worried too much about the flooding aside from the inconvenience and the pain and problems it causes for other people. Bob, on the other hand, lives down on the bottom, but the town he lives in has a really big levee system around it, so he was able to stay dry, though he couldn't leave town for 2 or 3 days to get out of there. The river, one of the rivers that flooded anyway, flows between Bob's house and my house. And over maybe a 30-mile stretch, I suppose, there are probably 7 different highways that cross that river with 7 different bridges. And at one point in time, every one of them was closed. I believe I'm doing this on Tuesday. On Friday, all 7 of those roads closed. Yesterday on Monday, one of them finally opened up, but it has a lot of one-lane traffic, so you need a pilot car to get you back and forth. And this morning, finally, one more road opened up. So we now have 2 roads open going back and forth. And that kind of helped because Bob, the small town he was in, they were surrounded, they couldn't get out. We have another town of 25, 30,000 people, they were stuck. Nobody could get in, nobody could get out, all roads around them were closed off. But as I said, they started opening up. The other 5, well, a lot of the other 5 look like this. And those are going to be a long, long time before anybody can get those things opened up again. Matter of fact, the road closest to me, the one I like to use the most, it will need at least 5 or 6 miles totally rebuilt. Matter of fact, from what I've heard, the river channel decided to move over about 300 yards. So first thing they're going to have to do is coax it to go back under the bridge where it used to be. And if that wasn't bad enough, now we got to get to the lakes and we got to get to the fishing. Now, on the other side of the river, we had a series of small lakes that we fished a lot. There was 20 small state lakes in here, and basically they were just sand pits. Holes in the ground, somebody dug them out, they filled up with water, and they're used for fishing. They range in size from 5 acres, maybe up to 50. But the neat part was there was 20 lakes in one area, and while one lake might be good for this, another lake might be good for that. Now to go along with that, about a year ago, Bob and I joined a private fishing club that has like a 50 or 60 acre lake, and we started fishing in that last year. Well, today I was finally able to get over that way and got in. The guy that lives at the lake took me around. We had the private lake that we have. Right next to it is another private lake that had to be owned by the Rod and Gun Club. And what happened is the river busted the levee into that lake. From that lake it started going this way into all the state lakes. There was a real narrow spot right here in between those 2 lakes, and it basically just blew a hole back through them into our private lake. Now the nice part is, in our case, the water backed up into the lake, so there wasn't a current going through it the whole time. I really don't think we got hurt very bad as far as fishing. We got somebody lined up, they're going to come back in, plug that hole up, and on our private lake we might not be sitting too bad. Right now that lake is about 4 to 5 feet higher than normal. We got a boat ramp yet, but we still got ice on the lake. We got to get rid of that. But it's a little hard to get out to the dock that goes by the boat ramp. Eventually that water is going to come down, but it's going to take it a while. The state lake, where we have the small lakes that we fished, a lot of those had the river and the floodwaters go right through them. Some places where you had 3 or 4 small lakes, right now, when I was by today, it's just like one big lake. They're all interconnected. So what that's going to mean for all our local small lakes that we fished in the past, the public lakes, I don't know. We'll just have to see what's going to happen, which is really a shame because we really wanted to branch out to more of those lakes this year. We'd spent a lot of time at the private lake last year because it was new. We really wanted to move out more, and a lot of these lakes, we'll just have to see how good or how bad they're going to be. But anyway, I don't want to take a lot of your time. I just want to let you know, if you haven't seen us fishing, this is part of the reason why. Now I admit, tomorrow, I got a jerkbait tied on. I'm going to try to sneak back to the private lake. We've got a little open water. I'm going to see if those bass might take a jerkbait. We'll see. But hopefully, we'll be out there in a while, shooting some videos, doing some fishing again. Thanks for sticking with me.